More than half the satellites in space are owned and controlled by one man, Elon Musk.
Autumn 2022, the coast of occupied Crimea. A fleet of Ukrainian naval drones moves through the dark, explosives aboard, steered by satellite.
The Ukrainian troops need Starlink's satellites to communicate with each other and wouldn't be able to fight Russia without it.
Target, the Russian Black Sea Fleet. They never arrive. The drones run on Starlink, a satellite network, privately owned. Near Crimea, the signal cuts out. Ukraine asks the owner to extend it, to let the strike through. He says no. His name is Elon Musk. He holds no office. He commands no army. No one elected him. That night, alone, on his own judgment, he bent the course of a war between two nations. This is not a story about a businessman. The richest man alive is the smallest part of it. It is a story about control. One private citizen, the rockets that reach orbit, the satellites that ring the planet, the platform where the world argues, and for a time, a wing of the United States government. There is a term for this now, the CEO state. Private power, concentrated until it takes on the functions of a country. It begins with a frightened boy in a country that no longer exists. A boy who decided early that the only safe place to stand was above everyone else. The boy in Pretoria. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa, a white child of the apartheid era, a country built on a wall between people. His parents divorced. He chose to live with his father, Errol, a decision he has spent his life calling a mistake. In public, he has called his father a terrible human being. Errol denies it. We cannot referee family from here. We can report only what Musk says himself. The childhood was not warm. School was worse. He was small, awkward, lost in books and machines, and he was bullied. Not teased, bullied. One beating put him in a hospital. He has said he spent those years feeling like an alien, watching the human species, not part of it. So he did what gifted, lonely children do. He escaped into science fiction, into code, into stories about the fall of civilizations and the settling of other worlds. And a worldview set hard. It has never softened. Humanity is fragile. Extinction is not a metaphor. The species needs an insurance policy, another planet, and a few exceptional people willing to force a future into being. He decided he would be one of them. The immigrant who bet everything. At 17, Musk left South Africa, partly, he has said, to dodge the apartheid military draft. Canada first, then the United States. He arrived with almost nothing. By his early 30s, he was rich. He co-founded the company that became PayPal. It sold. He walked away with roughly $180 million. A cautious man stops there. Musk did the opposite. He poured nearly all of it into two businesses every serious investor called insane. A rocket company, SpaceX, a car company, Tesla. By 2008, both were nearly dead. SpaceX had failed 3 launches. Tesla was burning cash into a financial crash. Musk has said he spent that year choosing which company to let die. Then the 4th SpaceX rocket reached orbit, and NASA signed a contract. Hold on that contract. It is the hinge of the entire story. A government had just outsourced a defining capability, the power to reach space, to one private individual, quietly, almost as a footnote. The CEO state had grown its first organ. Musk had bet everything, twice, and won. He drew a lesson. It has governed everything since. The experts are usually wrong. The rules are optional. The man willing to risk total ruin gets to write the future. The private empire. From that footnote, the empire grew. Do not measure it in dollars. Measure it in capabilities. SpaceX, for years, the only vehicle that can carry American astronauts to orbit from American soil. The federal agency now depends fully on one man's company, Starlink. More than half of every active satellite around the Earth. One company, one owner. Internet sold in over 100 countries. And as Ukraine learned, internet that can be switched off. Stayed it cold. Communications infrastructure was once a function of national survival. A nation guarded it. Today, a large share of it is private property. It can be reached on a phone. Tesla made him, briefly, the richest human in history. Neuralink, chips in human brains. XAI, artificial intelligence. The Boring Company, X. No government granted any of this. No voter approved it. He built it in the open. Most of the world measured it only after he used it against them. The Sink. October 27, 2022. Elon Musk walks into Twitter headquarters in San Francisco. In his hands, a white porcelain sink. "Let that sink in," he posts. A joke. Also, the most expensive joke in the history of social media. He paid $44 billion for a platform barely profitable. Analysts valued it at perhaps half that. He tried to back out. A court forced him through. The question that matters: why would one of the sharpest financial minds alive overpay by tens of billions for a failing website? Because to Musk, it was never a website. It was a public square, the place where journalists, politicians, and governments speak in real time, and he believed that square was rigged against people like him. So he took it, renamed it X, cut most of the staff, rewrote the rules, who is banned, who is amplified, restored accounts that had been removed, rebuilt the algorithm, the machinery that decides which voices a billion people hear. A century ago, a man with this ambition bought newspapers. A newspaper has a country, a license, an editor. X has none of those. X has Elon Musk. He had bought a microphone aimed at the entire planet. In 2024, he fired it. The Kingmaker. For most of his public life, Musk was not visibly political. He voted for Democrats. He took Barack Obama's calls. Then, by his own account, 3 things broke him. The California COVID lockdowns that shut his Tesla factory, a long war with regulators, and, most painfully, he says, the estrangement of a transgender daughter who cut ties with him. He blames a woke mind virus. By 2024, Musk's grievance and Donald Trump's politics had fused. July 2024, a gunman's bullet grazes Trump's ear at a Pennsylvania rally. Minutes later, Musk endorses him. Full, public, no hedge. What followed was the most expensive personal political intervention by a private citizen in modern American history. The numbers: more than $250 million into electing Trump. A turnout machine, America PAC, canvassing the battleground states. A lottery, $1 million a day to swing state voters who signed his petition, and he turned X into a campaign instrument. His account, the most followed on the platform, pushed Trump content without pause. Independent researchers found the algorithm appeared to favor his posts and the politics he preferred. November 2024, Trump won. The richest man on earth had been, by any honest accounting, one of the reasons. Stated precisely, money has always bought influence in American politics. This was different in kind. One individual supplied the funding, the ground operation, and the media platform, 3 functions a political party splits among thousands of people. He folded them into a single will. The algorithm has an owner. Then Musk did what American billionaires almost never do. He went global. December 2024. 5 words about a country he does not live in and cannot vote in. Only the AfD can save Germany, a hard right party, one that German domestic intelligence had placed under formal observation. He did not stop at a post, an op-ed for the party in a German newspaper. An hour-long, friendly interview with its candidate for chancellor, streamed worldwide on X, a video address to its campaign launch. Germany was not the only stop. He amplified Britain's hard right, attacked its government by name, fought Brazil's Supreme Court until X was banned nationwide, praised Italy's Giorgia Meloni. Again and again, he reached into the domestic politics of sovereign states through a platform they did not build, cannot govern, and can no longer ignore. Stated plainly, this is a CEO state conducting foreign policy, not lobbying governments, bypassing them. One citizen, one electorate, a reach most foreign ministries would envy. The government inside the government. January 2025. Trump takes office. He hands Musk something no modern president had handed a private businessman: a piece of the government itself. The Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. The assignment: cut. He cut with what he had raised, on stage as a literal chainsaw. Agencies slashed, federal workers fired, departments gutted. Note the conflict of interest precisely. Musk's companies hold billions in federal contracts. His businesses answer to federal regulators. For months, Musk, unelected, unconfirmed by the Senate, helped decide which of those agencies lived and which died. Critics: the fox was not guarding the henhouse. He was redrawing its floor plan. Supporters: an overdue shock to a bloated state. Both sides argued loudly on X, where Musk set the volume. For a few months, the CEO's state stopped running parallel to the government. It moved inside it. The man who answers to no one. But here's the thing about a man who answers to no one. Eventually, he stops answering to you. The Musk-Trump alliance was, briefly, the most powerful partnership in American politics. It did not survive a year. By spring 2025, the two were attacking each other in public. Musk went after Trump's signature spending bill. Trump answered with a threat. The government could review the contracts and subsidies that keep Musk companies alive. Musk left Doge. They traded threats on the platform they had used together to win. They have drifted back since: a handshake at a memorial, a seat at a White House dinner. But the lesson was already clear. Musk is not loyal to a party, or a president, or a country. He is loyal to a mission only he defines. The alliances are disposable. The mission is not. What it adds up to. So, put it together. One man, the rockets that carry superpowers astronauts, more than half the satellites circling the planet, the platform where the world's politics is fought, and the algorithm that ranks every voice on it, the artificial intelligence, the brain implants, $250 million spent to install a president, then a public break with that president, at no visible cost, elected by no one, removable by no one, regulated only as far as he chooses to tolerate. The easy reading: this is capitalism, the richest man doing what rich men do. The easy reading is wrong. Wealth at this concentration stops behaving like money. It starts behaving like sovereignty. The nation-state held a near monopoly on four powers: run critical infrastructure, shape the public square, conduct foreign policy, raise a strategic capability. The CEO's state contests all four. On several, it is already ahead. It does not overthrow the nation-state. It does not need to. It compares with it and wins. The bullied boy from Pretoria said he felt like an alien watching the human species from outside it. He has now built, in full view, a position almost no human being in history has held. Outside, above. He has reached escape velocity, which leaves one question, the oldest in politics. Not whether he is good or bad. This: who does he answer to? Right now, no one. There's the next chapter, the money trail. How a single fortune bought its way into space, into government, and into the information you scroll past every day. That video is on the right of your screen. One favor, don't hit subscribe. Hit the bell. This story is not finished. It is barely halfway told.